So recently I've been away from YouTube and posting on hair, but I've been focusing more on my trading and on my community. But recently something happened and I thought I should share. You know, I mean, a lot of traders are going to learn a thing or two from this. So recently I had a group of investors who were putting seven figures on the table. So I got offered $1 million to trade. So these investors were going to start up this particular company, and they were like, "Look, I got a message from a friend of mine, and he was like, "Look, come, I want you to be a part of this thing. Come sit with us, and let's talk about this." And so we talked about it. And they're looking to do all kinds of trading, and so these guys have a lot of money. So they put $500,000 on the table, and I was going to be in charge of that, and we were going to raise that up to $1 million, after a short period of time. So now I was offered $1 million to trade, and I mean, if you've been trading for any length of time, $1 million it's on a whole different level. It's a totally different level. So I mean, I'm looking forward to trading $1 million. I'm looking forward to trading a $500,000. Now, prior to this time, I'm already trading a funded account. I've already traded group funds before, and so it wasn't new. But $1 million, that's a new level for me. So I'm looking forward to this, and I'm expecting this as we go on. But we had this meeting. We went through the very first meeting. We sat down, we drank, and we talked, and everything was looking cool, and it was looking like yeah, $1 million. I'm like I'm pumped. At the same time, I'm trying to keep my cool because there's nothing to be too excited about. But now I start preparing myself. I mean, these investors got to look at my track record and my results and everything, and yeah, it was certified for us to go forward. And we got really close to that point where it was almost time to get it sorted out. But everything changed. These guys were looking for 20%, and we had already discussed, and we decided that, look, everything had to be very, very super realistic. You don't want to be overworking an account. You don't want to be looking for 20% or anything like that. I'm of the opinion that if you're trading at least $1 million, if you are able to do 5% if you're able to do 5% every month, it may not be 5%. It could be less than that. It should be okay. But we got to this point where they were looking for be- something beyond the goals that I look to trade. They were looking for 20%. It's crazy enough that you're trading a 100K account and you're looking for 20%. It's crazy enough when you do that because it's a prop firm. This is not a proprietary firm. This is a fund, okay? And everything should be geared towards the long term, okay? But these guys are like, look, we want to, wouldn't you be able to do 20% every month? I've been in that situation where, I was trading, for a group, and it was a lot of stress. It was a lot of stress. It was a lot of stress. So I got to this point, like, look, if we're going to be looking for something very unrealistic, 20% every month, I'm not going to be able to deliver that. I'm not always able to make 20%. There are months when I'm able to make 20%, and months where I'm not able to even make up to 15% or even up to 10%. So if we're looking at that kind of account, I told these guys, if we're looking at that kind of account, what we want to be doing is we want to be focusing on anywhere from 5%. If we're able to get 5% every 30 days, that's fine. And that's really, really easy. And at the same time, there are months where it's not even going to be up to 5%, you know. But, these guys were a little bit more they were leaning forward. It looked like they had gotten some type of deal somewhere. Like they would be able to get 20% every month on $1 million. So these guys were looking to get $200,000 on $1 million every month. So at that point, I had to let it go. And 20, that's how $1 million, I had to let $1 million go by. But the thing is that I do not, when I look back, I'm happy because, I've traded, accounts that were, large, And I saw the stress that I had to go through. I saw the anxiety and the pressure that I had to put myself under, because I always had to deliver to these guys or to this particular group that I was trading for. And after getting out of that situation, I was like, look, no more. If there's anything that's most important to me, or that should be important to any trader out there, it should be your peace of mind. Doesn't matter how much anybody's offering you. If you have a trading goal and your goal says, look, we're going to be overstressing ourselves and overstressing the account if we're going to be looking for any X percent, okay, at the end of the month. It could be maybe your system or your trading method allows you to do 20% easily, but I'm very realistic. I'm not looking for 20% at the end of the month. I'm not pursuing or chasing 20%. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying I haven't done it before, but I'm not chasing it at the end of the month. And so I had to let these guys go. So if you're a trader and no matter how sweet a deal looks and somebody offers you a lot of money, because I get that a lot. I get people who are offering me money, like, dude, can you trade this? Can you manage this account? This is what we're looking for. This is what we're targeting. And I'm like, look, I can't do this. I can't, because I'm going to be putting myself in trouble, or putting myself in situations where I'm going to be pressurized to perform. The burden of performance is going to rest on me, and it's going to be really, really big. I'm not ready. I'm not cut out for that. So I had to let $1 million go, because I'm not willing to do 15 to 20% at the end of the month. And that was just it. So if you're out there, I'm going to advise you as a trader, look, if you are looking for that type of trading or that type of funding, because it's outside proprietary funding, they're not going to be asking you to pay a certain amount of money or asking you to pass a challenge phase. I want you to have, what you want to do is have a track record. Go on MyFX, set up your account there and have a track record. If you have a system, I want you to have a track record. You should have a track record. Tomorrow you're going to come across some group of people. They could be a lot more reasonable than the people that I had to meet. But you could come across investors, and you can come across people who are willing to do this big time and are very reasonable with their expectations. And when you show them your results and your track record, it's going to add a lot more belief to what they're looking forward to do. Do not accept a terrible deal because the amount of money is big. I could accept that and say, well, at the end of the month, I wasn't able to do 10%. I wasn't able to do 20%, but we did 10%. So how about that? But you always want to hold on to your integrity and hold on to your words. So that is how I kind of lost $1 million, but I'm not angry at it. I'm okay and I'm at peace. So trading is all about peace. It's all about stability, and it's all about being realistic. So I choose these three things, and I'm moving forward with that. And I think you should too. Have a track record and continue to work towards your goal.